So like back to the question here, what suggestions for monsters and themes? I think I think the theme that works the best is the baby themes. So I really hope they do a lot more baby Pokemon.
Yep.
I think that works quite well. I mean,
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Whoa.
Oh
Pokemon.
no.
Oh no, it's infected.
Oh no.
It's
Pokemon.
too late, guys.
Started.
Somebody clip it.
it's
Going on
over.
live stream,
It's
Phils.
over. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another podcast. We got a great group here. As you can see, my sound and my setup's a little bit different. I'm in Texas for the week, but I will be back in Hawaii next week. But everybody is still at home where they are at, and we're still able to get this podcast happening. So I was pretty excited about that. So thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate that. I know. Anything new happened for you guys lately?
I flew home finally.
Oh, you flew home? Let me turn you guys on.
Hey, finally.
Yeah. It's 9 months away, but I'm finally home.
You also got matching hair of Valley.
So it's actually okay. This is gonna sound crazy. It's actually purple, but the camera lens tinges it blue because of the color hue on it, and I can't change it. I cannot do anything to change it.
You tried.
But it's actually purple. No, I'm serious. I'll show you a picture.
No, I saw your picture on Twitter. I'm just fucking with you.
Wait, when did you dye that recently? It was super recently or what?
So I re-dyed it the day before I flew out. So I re-dyed it on Thursday, and I flew out on Saturday.
Oh, okay. Turn to the side. How come your hair? I mean, maybe I just can't see it. Ah, interesting.
Yeah, it looks blue.
Yeah, it's very bluish, but then again,
Yeah, I'll
I'm
show
not
you
good
a
with
picture once
colors.
again.
No, on Twitter, it was very purple. But I just like to. It looks like that. Very similar to Valley's hair from on stream. So it's just funny.
Nice. I'm glad you made it home safely finally.
Bright blue.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it home safe finally though. So that's
Yeah, it
cool.
feels good to be back. Just quarantine is a pain. Jeff, when are you coming to visit?
Dude, I was actually supposed to go to Calgary this month for a break, but with the new restrictions and everything, I don't think I'm gonna come because supposedly half of Calgary, Edmonton / just closed down again, right?
I see. Jeff's quiet. Yeah, Jeff, you can move your mic a little closer to you. I turned you up 200%. Just move it a little bit. Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit better. All right, sweet. Well, today we got Godacog, we got Lucky, we got Tyler, and we got Jeff. Let's get into some discussions here, boys. Yeah, topic number one that we have is not showing up on the screen. Very good. Excellent. Let me just... there we go. What is your favorite update of the year? I think I'm gonna start off, warming everybody back up. This year was a pretty big year. We had a lot of things happen. We had a lot of updates. I mean, COVID, right, and everything like that. But what was your favorite update of this entire year that happened to Summoners War? Anybody?
Molly buff.
Then if you say that,
My favorite.
Chunk Punch
The-
or Han buff.
The one where I get an LD Nat 5. Oh wait.
Wow, was this year that bad that we actually have no idea what is our favorite this year?
I think it's a hard choice between the shift update and auto farming, because auto farming is like nutty good. But the shift update gave us B12s and gave us artifacts, which is like, oh, it's hard to choose between the two.
Yeah. I was going to say B12 or auto farming. It's got to be between those two.
When I look at them, if you think about it, if you had one without the other, which one would I rather have? Would I rather have auto farming or would I rather have B12s and artifacts? I think I'd rather have B12s and artifacts.
B12s, I reckon. To be honest, I don't really mind if they skipped out on the artifacts, but B12 is a big difference.
True. Yeah. Auto farm just took away all my crystals, so.
Is it weird both of those does not affect me at all?
What do you mean?
I don't farm B12. Artifacts, I was very indifferent about it. It changed the meta. It didn't really affect me enough for me to actually be like, hey, I love that a lot, or I really don't like that. I think it's perfectly fine to have in the game. But both that you guys mentioned does not really affect like the way I play the game or what I play the game for, if that makes any sense. So,
Yeah, I feel that. What about auto farming R5 though?
I am stuck to my device, especially because I work at home. It does make a difference, but I have not farmed auto farming R5 other than trying it the first day. Eventually, it's gonna hit me very well. Like it's gonna be very important in my day to day. But you guys have seen me, like when we travel, the device is always stuck to me. I'm always playing. It doesn't affect it. It is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not a game changer for me. My favorite update in this is the summoning henge.
What?
The box, the stupid ass box that you can summon unlimited amount.
Oh yeah, that's actually a big one. True.
Like
That's actually a really big one.
something that I think is a huge QOL thing for me. And the update that I'm gonna be my favorite is probably the rune power up speed that they're gonna implement very soon. I hope.
So
about-
your
wait, what about the
favorite is an
Magic
update
Shop
that
update?
hasn't happened yet.
I think
Magic
the best update for Jeff is actually the Magic Shop update where they made it better.
The
Actually,
second Kairos dungeon.
It has not affected me yet because, like I mentioned, I burned 100,000 crystals on Shop Refresh towards America's Cup. So
That's crazy.
I did not
you did
do
it
any
before.
after. Yeah, I did it before. So I'm at the point right now. I would say I'm at a casual point in my life right now. I really need this break. It's been a really rough 9 months. So I'm just gonna take the game easy and enjoy the other stuff in the game that I still am.
He's gonna enjoy the
so,
things
yeah,
that is behind him on his right. That's what he's enjoying. That's what he's been
Yeah.
spending all his money
Yeah,
on.
something like that, right? Like, so I really am enjoying it. And people come to my chat right now, it's like, hey, you don't stream Summoners War anymore. I'm like, I do. I get to do both now, and I get to choose between it at certain time, and it's huge because I've been streaming only Summoners War for almost 4 years now. So something different is and you get to meet new people, new faces as well. Like I said, I always bitch at Island, going like, hey, fuck Island, he got me into this, but at this time I'm really enjoying all the contents out there right now, and also I get to be part of it, kind of. So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really awesome. How about you, Gattaca? What was your favorite update this year?
I'm not sure. Probably B12s. Yeah, B12s. They just like B12s do a lot. Since I don't really buy crystals as much, it just even if you can't farm as much as someone who pays, you still have a bigger chance to drop something good. Like I roll way more runes now with B12, of course. So it's been pretty good. B12's probably the best one in artifacts. Yeah. Auto farming is nice, but yeah, it's a nice update as well. It's quality of life.
Yeah,
It's good.
I
B12 probably.
I would say those are probably the biggest ones. The ones that Tyler mentioned, right? Was the Swift update and the auto farming. But in actuality, I think every player should be, now that I think of it more and more, should be most excited and most happy about the B12 update, the Swift, right? The whatever the update was with the artifacts, because that really changed the dynamic of the game, as well as the implementation of B12 is making it a lot easier to get runes and actually like do dungeons and play the games. It's ridiculous how easy you can progress now, how easy it is for you to upgrade your runes to get progression in the game. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Yeah.
For me to say this, but obviously for people like me, I don't care for that because that closes the gap tremendously at a rapid speed. It's good because it's going to bring a lot of new players. We're going to get a lot of new G1, G2 players very soon, and even G3s, and that's the gap that I have between them slowly closing because I've stagnated obviously in my rune growth for a long time now, and with that gap closing, we're gonna get a lot of new players. You're gonna see new faces in SWC, and for all we know, I'm not gonna be in SWC next year, right? We don't know this, so for selfishness for me to say is that I don't like that update. Not necessarily don't like it, but I feel like my gap is getting closed in really quickly.
Well, we'll
It
see
makes sense
who
because
is.
of detriment, right? So
Yeah,
like,
we'll see who
it
the
does make
strong
sense.
players that come out of it. You know what I mean? Who are the players that have always been really smart at the game, but just never could catch up on runes. And we'll see. There's not as much excuses anymore now, right? So we'll see how that goes. What were you saying, Tyler?
I was just saying that it makes sense. Like if you are someone who is at the top, then updates that help people catch up are not necessarily in your favor in any way. Like even if it's good for the public and like you know that and you say it is, like it's totally okay to be like this update is actually bad for me. Like I think it's totally valid to say something like that.
Like,
especially if you're competitive, for sure.
yeah, I do, but don't get me wrong. This is necessary for the game's growth. I completely agree with that. So I can say like, oh, I don't want it because I'm gonna slowly get dethroned or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I do want this because of the growth of the game. You need new players. There are going to be old players that are going to come and go, right? There's going to be new players that are going to come and go. That's when the gap gets closed and more people are competing at a higher level. And higher level is good for the game because meta is going to change. Different people are going to think about changing the meta or how they're going to change the meta as well. So it is very good for the game. I have to say that.
Fair. Okay. Is there anything else that happened this year that we forgot? Not really, huh? That's the two major ones actually. Auto update.
Yeah, they put a new update in the game that gives me a really cool badge in chat.
Oh yeah,
Did
true.
we get Miho this year as well?
What's that?
Pardon?
Didn't we get Miho as well this year?
Oh yeah, that was the best thing that happened this year, right? Miho.
Oh,
Yeah.
So good.
Was it Miho last year?
Was it this year or last year? I felt like it was
I
this year.
thought it was last year. Maybe it was this
Vigor,
year.
Vigor
Oh,
happened.
I think it was like
Vigor.
beginning of the year when like a lot of people were complaining about Verds and Dianas. Was kind of when it transitioned with the Miho. Right.
What came out first, Miho or Beast Riders? Because Beast Riders came out last Christmas, right?
Huh. It has to be close to
Came
the
out
beginning of the year, if anything.
December, right before Christmas.
Yeah. 'cause
Oh, so literally end of last year.
Right, when they came
Me and
out.
Island were in where we call it? We're in Orlando the day it came out, remember? And
Oh, yeah.
we watched that summoned until he hit a Masha.
I still remember Topo was the first to build it and he was like doing RTAs with it and like smashing face with everybody.
Masha, right?
Yeah,
That was
nobody knew.
nuts.
Nobody
Yeah.
knew. Yeah.
Pre-nerf Beast Riders, dude.
Did we get the Vigor this year? Right?
Yeah, Vigor was this year. That changed
Vigor.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
it
was
was a
another
big one.
unit to go against
Vigor's the
Fire
same time,
Tips.
right? Those came out together.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure they came out together, right?
Vigor and Miho? Oh, maybe.
Actually,
maybe
no.
that sounds right.
Vigor
No,
came out
Yeah,
after,
Vigor,
right? No, Vigor
Griffin
came out
came out?
after. Yeah, Vigor and Bernard came out.
Yeah.
Vigor.
Miho was already.
No,
out, right?
It was Miho and Vigor, and then it was Bernard solo. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
one
was it?
Bernard. Remember they made one and we were just all like, what?
Oh, true.
What the hell?
Dude, it's been like 9 months or something since the last Second Awakened.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I'm not gonna give them too much crap for it because they're like doing a bunch of other stuff. If they didn't do
I
anything,
mean,
I think I'd be
we've
on
also
there.
gotten a lot of stuff. It's not like we didn't get anything.
It-
right? We
true.
got B12s, we got artifact dungeons, and
Yeah.
then we got auto farming, we got a collaboration, we got
And-
the
Oh,
anniversary
yeah, we got
event.
a collab. I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
can't use it yet.
Yeah. So we
We
got a
still can't
lot
use
this year. And like I said, I think the collabs were ready. Not the collabs. The 2As were ready to go, but they also ran into the spot where SWC was. SWC was supposed to be 2 months earlier. Because of COVID and whatnot, they had to like spend a lot of time replanning everything. Because this year, SWC World Finals was supposed to be in Tokyo. That would have been nuts. But they basically pushed everything back. So obviously 2As got pushed back because they're not going to release 2A close to SWC finals, right? So it made sense if you actually think about the timeline for the company.
Yeah, I would say that from a company standpoint as well. I mean, if you're releasing content, you might not want to release too much at one time, right? So I mean, you don't want to overflood it, right? There's no gain. It doesn't benefit you. So they were like, hey, we got a lot of things going on our plate right now. Even if we have 2As ready, which maybe they didn't, they're not gonna release it. So hopefully they release it soon. Like I hope like end of this year as like a little release. I mean, it should be right. They already kind of gave some hints, right? Which actually kind of segues us very nicely into topic number 2. Which is basically actually it doesn't segue to it. I'm gonna actually skip to topic number 3. I wrote that wrong. I'm really good at this. Okay, I had to budget set this up. Okay, guys, I'm not as prepared as I usually am. I'm gonna go to topic number 3 ahead of time.
Just tell people it's topic number 2 and don't just lie to them.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's topic number 2. All right, so
Nobody
we're
would
on
know.
topic number 2 here, and it segues perfectly into thoughts on the new hints and what you think the next 2A will be. I think it's gonna get released in the next couple of weeks this year. So, what do you think it's gonna be? I also have the image here as well. What are your guesses? Obviously, I think Grim Reapers, right?
Grim Reapers, yeah.
And what's the other
Grim
one
Reaper
though?
and Mystic
I
Witch.
think people are arguing, is that a mystic witch at
Or Howls.
or Howl's hat? That's what people have been
I
arguing
don't think
about.
it's Howl.
I hope it's Mystic Witch, and I hope it's like a 3 Fates kind of theme. Like
I
the-
don't think it's. I
like
don't
Greek
think it's
mythology theme.
Howl. It doesn't make sense. Like the
It's too
skull
short,
and the
the hat.
3, it doesn't make sense.
So it's a hat and a scythe, and it's a death theme. We got that. What does the 3 mean with the hat?
3-star Mystic Witch.
We know it's 3-star. They can never do 4 stars. It's only 3 and 2s.
Oh, but it could be 2 stars, right? So that could be the howls, which is why that argument comes from it.
Well, isn't there a howl that's a
No,
3-star?
what if it's like 3 turn continuous damage, and that's the ultimate debate.
God. Then that's gonna be Threens, like Threens
Yeah.
2A.
Well, all the Mystic Witches have continuous damage on skill 1, right?
Oh yeah, the sticker.
And isn't the continuous damage icon the skull?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe it means they will get 3 additional base speed because their base speed sucks.
True as well. True.
Maybe Gina will finally be allowed to be awakened.
No.
Maybe.
So the Scythe at 2A is gonna be like if you get delayed promise, the dots still work.
Yeah, it's so stupid. So wait,
You see the delayed promise thing?
yeah, the only thing I don't get is the 3 and the hourglass. I don't know what that means because everything else obviously leads to Mystic Witches or like howls. The only thing why I think it might be more howls is because howls is more death themed, whereas Mystic Witches don't really go with that death theme. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense, right, with it as well.
Maybe
So-
the Grim Reaper's dots are now infinite rather than like 2 turns.
Wait, what if their dots are dimensional predator dots
Yeah, like that.
until you
Exactly.
cleanse them? Wait, is that OP or is that not that's actually not that OP, right?
You can make
Pretty
it.
strong.
It could be pretty
fun.
good.
No,
Could be
that's
pretty
actually pretty good
There's a lot.
without being too strong. Because if you think about it, when you fight against things like that you want to avoid, you bring immunity. When you fight against things that are kind of annoying in terms of CC or I don't like to consider it a full CC, you're gonna bring cleansers, right? So that
We love
actually
a
would be a good idea.
We love another indirect Belgial buff.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
No.
Ooh.
What if you bring it with Bale and you can't cleanse it?
Ooh, you have to cleanse it twice, basically.
So how does that interact with Tetra?
What do you mean? Tetra doesn't work on it, right? I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Tetra would on infinite dots. How would that work? Like, would Tetra have any effect on that or no?
Oh yeah, that's awkward.
And what about that unit that blows up dots?
Tatu?
Tatu.
What would that do?
I think you just wouldn't be able to blow this dot up.
So yeah,
Or there'd be like a limit. It would
wait,
say
what
limit
if
per unit or
what if
something.
Tatu blows it up and you guarantee die?
Damn,
Okay.
that's a
All right,
combo.
Exodia, okay.
Hey,
Then the fight will
Exodia.
never end because it keeps saying the death animate, like the dot damage will keep happening and happening and happening, right? Because it just doesn't die.
well, no, the Tatu explosion multiplier is based upon no. Her explosion is based upon number of dots, not by turns
Correct.
of dots, is it?
No, it is number of turns.
Oh,
It's by-
you're fucked.
yeah,
you
number of
die.
dots.
You just die. You just die. If it's by
Oh,
turns,
yeah,
you
okay.
die. Oh, never mind.
You just dead.
But the game
Also-
just never end though, because it'll just keep saying dot damage, dot damage, dot damage, dot damage, dot damage, dot damage, dot damage.
Oh yeah, maybe it has to be a set amount, like a 99.99 for an infinite kill or something like that. I don't know.
So the logical way of thinking this, down the path that we're thinking right now, the Mystic Witch hat times dot equals 3 turns. The Grim Reaper times dot equals infinite. Is that the more logical way of thinking it? Wait,
That's
wait,
actually
wait.
not bad. I like that.
Yeah, you
Except
know what
the
I
first one is so fucking underwhelming. Why would we even care about 3-turn dot? Like, what the hell is that hype? That
Wait,
doesn't make
dots
like
doesn't
five-
even work like that.
5% more damage, baby. 5% more.
You gotta remember,
Does-
Belgial 3-turn dots, pretty strong actually. That's 15% guaranteed damage over 3 turns. That actually ends up being a lot of damage all the time.
Dude, could that be a new debuff, like a 10% of your health dot? I mean, obviously you have to make sure you don't scale it on units that are already doing a lot or doing crazy stuff, but that could be a thing as well. They could turn dots into super dots.
Super
Oh god,
dots.
Leeds versus
Super
Burns from E7. Here we go.
Or maybe
Do any of the
There's-
howls have dots?
do house of dots?
I actually don't think it's a
think
how.
any-
The more I think of
Because
this, I really think
both
it's a
Mystic
Witch.
Witches. Yeah.
I think it's more of a Mystic Witch if we're going down that path as well.
Both the Mystic Witches and Grim Reapers have dots.
They only
I would
heal?
like-
Hmm.
Dots.
Okay, so this is a totally different way of looking at it, but I'd be interested if they changed all of the Mystic Witches to have an on-kill passive. So like if you're the Mystic Witch that's 2-8, you kill a unit, something happens. I think that'd be kind of cool. Similar to the way like the Valkyrie skill 1s work.
Oh,
Three.
okay, yeah. The bounce,
Yeah, I was
right? Like the
thinking
bounce.
like it's a death related thing. If something dies, something happens. Like right now, the Grim Reapers with first skill, if you kill a unit,
True.
they instantly get another turn. So it'd be intriguing to see if it's like a kill passive on maybe one of each. I'll have to wait and see.
I actually hope they completely change Grim Reapers and they give all of them passives because they all have 91 base speed. Like if they just make them skills that you gotta throw, I don't know if it's gonna be that much use with 91 base speed.
Yeah, but there's still
I
gonna
don't-
be that like T1 player that has a 91 base speed. Megan can outspeed your whole fucking team, and you're gonna be like, fuck. You're gonna be like, fuck.
It's like when you
like
run a Swift Ganny and the guy's Swift Will the stat outspeeds you, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
true.
Yeah, you just suck. That's all it is. That's what it comes down to. That's the feeling. But I think that Grim Reapers maybe is more gonna be for more like PVE stuff potentially, then right, and then maybe the other one would be for PvP. It doesn't have to directly be for PvP, right? Even
Yeah,
though that's what
true,
we want. Because Grim Reapers would still suck. Like even if you boost their base stats, the speed is so low that they won't really get a turn to do anything. So
Unless you give them a passive that gives them speed, or gives them like double attack bar gain or something.
yeah, that would be kind of cool. Actually, kind of cool. They could do a lot with
that
that.
would
Actually.
be really good for like TOA Hell and stuff. Because
Get the Masha
we
passive.
just came on the I guess TOA Hell patch as well, right? So maybe that's just for people who have been
yeah.
Yeah,
complaining.
possibly,
TOA
yeah.
That's good for
People can
TOAL. You're right.
I actually think TOA Hell is one of the best patches that we've had. To go back to topic 1, I really enjoy like just watching people do it.
Are you kidding me? People on Reddit, we can't clear it the first fucking day.
Dude, and then
they're like,
there's Sean B, who just fucking clears the free to play teams.
yeah. So I still remember like people were like, give us TOA Hell. We're done with TOA. We need more stuff. They give us it. Reddit goes, fuck, we can't clear it. Fuck this game. It's impossible. And this skit clears it the first day. Like, I have to explain this. First of all, TOA Hell is targeted at the probably the best players in the game, right? With the best runes or the best units. If one of the best players can still clear on day 1, the content is not hard enough. Like, I'll never want to do it. I'm never going to clear all 20 stars ever, unless they give us something for it. But like you see Skit, right? He cleared it the first day, but at the cost of his SWC. But you know what? He still cleared it the first day.
True.
The thing I find with TOA Hell is that it's actually well designed in the situation that it's the best reward is 10 stars, right? The best reward is extremely obtainable. Everything past that is just is pointless challenge difficulty, right? It's like if you want to make it harder, make it harder. But you don't feel like you have to do it, right? You don't need the LD score. You don't need the legendary scroll. But like the Devilmon is pretty non-negotiable. Like if you can clear TOA Hell, you get the Devilmon every single time, right? So I like the way they designed the reward system on it.
Yeah, I do like TOA Hell. Like I'm gonna do it up to the LD scrolls and probably legendary, but with maybe buffs of 2A units, it's gonna be very useful, very helpful. So it is kind of nice. And also this kind of after doing TOA Hell for the first time at least, it kind of changed my thought on the devs a bit. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know what's fucking toxic in this game. They know very damn well what pairs of what is super toxic. So, because the running joke is always that Comtist devs don't even test their shit, right? They don't understand the game. They don't play at a higher level or whatever. But we know for a fact they know what fucks you in the ass very hard. At least that's what I felt like about TOA Hell.
Yeah. So I think that might be interesting. But both these units both have very terrible base speeds. So I'm curious to see what kind of kits that they have to maybe be used in PvP, right? Because typically when they're releasing these 2As, it's a mix, right? Garbage units, good for PvE, and then that one that becomes good for PvP. Just that one that people test out and they find out it's actually really good for PvP. So I'm hoping there's something in there, but low base speed, it's gonna make it very difficult no matter what kind of idea you come up with. So, yeah. We'll see. Maybe we're wrong. It's not even Grim Reapers or Mystic Witches.
Two different units that we didn't even talk about somehow. And they're just
gonna
fucking with us.
It's gonna be Hell Ladies.
It's gonna be mummies and Charger Sharks. Unexpected.
Hell Ladies with the sights. 100%.
Exactly. All right. Anyways, very excited for the 2As. The hints came out. I'm assuming usually when they do hints, it's like another week when they release
2
it.
weeks max.
And then after that, after the release of the skills or the units, then another week, and then they release it. So end of the year, yeah, looking at would be a good time frame of expecting when it's gonna get released there. We're gonna go ahead and move on to topic number 3. Topic number 3 is thoughts on new transmogs. What did you think about these new Christmas transmogs? And we've talked about this before, but do you have suggestions for future transmogs? And do you think certain units deserve to have transmogs because they've just never really gotten it, or maybe you think they deserve more than like just one?
Yeah, Bird or Orion doesn't need another fucking transmog. Holy shit! Like I've gone down this path so many times with Orion, Bird, or whatever he released a transmog. They don't need another one. The best transmog I think, animation wise, is the Fire Panda. I really like the Fire Panda or the Alexandra, which is the dark horse, or not horse. Yeah, horse.
Unicorn.
Right? No,
Yeah, unicorn.
Unicorn. Yeah, thingy, right? Yeah. So, I think they're done very well. Only those two animation wise, like Fire Panda. Once you get a couple hits off on the third skill, presents drop everywhere. But I'm never gonna use Fire Panda, right? So that's the only thing.
I'm a sucker for Christmas, so I love these skins. I saw
Same.
I mean, as somebody who has Diana emotes on my Twitch channel, I literally had to get that one instantly the second it came out. It was just stopping me on that one. In terms of like transmogs for like units that quote unquote deserve it, I don't really care. I think they should just release transmog at a faster schedule. Right? Transmogs are one of those things where it doesn't affect your gameplay that significantly. Like, sure, maybe some animations on skins make your runs a little bit faster, but with auto farming, it's pretty negligible. And with the amount of crystals most people have, it's also fairly negligible. So for me, like cosmetics come down to the point of just release a lot of them and let people buy what they want to buy.
Yeah, I like that. Like those. The Christmas ones are great. I mean, hard for me to not think that they're awesome because there's a Mulong one that's a Santa. Like, let's be real, dude. Let's be real. It's actually really, really nice. So, I mean, typically with transmogs, I kind of like give you pros and cons and kind of say, oh, this one looks cool, this one looks cool, this one looks cool, but these are pretty cool. Except the Orion one. I mean, but anytime it comes to Christmas or the holiday times, like, it's such a debate, man. And then on top of that, they made it so the pack you can get a Summoning Henge skin. Like,
Yeah.
fuck me, man. Like,
Yeah, they're spot on for that.
like
They're
how
really
do
spot
I
on.
not get one now? Even someone who's like, oh, I'm gonna just use transmog stone to transmog something. I gotta get one now for that Summoning Henge. There's no turning back.
I want the Summoning Henge skin, but at the same time, like I have my Crystal Dragon on top of it, so I'll never actually see it.
It would just be both.
No, but like it's stacked, right? So it's
It's
like it's
stacked.
kind of hard to see it.
It will
It's
be a
the only
Christmas. It'll be a
half the
Christmas
Summoning
dragon.
Henge.
It's a Christmas dragon. What's wrong with that?
I know Contras is listening, so at this point, because there's so many transmog, we need to find better ways to get transmog stones. I have 6,000, so it doesn't matter. But for most of the people who doesn't spend too
Wait, you have
much,
6,000?
Do you buy every transmog, like with money?
Oh no,
and-
he
and
buys
if
it with RTA points every week when he can, right?
I
I mean, so do I, but
things.
Wait, how do you have
That's still
6,000?
an insane amount.
And I've
6,000.
used,
Farm a
about,
lot.
I've used about 2,000 already, by the way.
yeah, that's a lot. I was
What
gonna say
the hell?
I've used almost 1,400, I think. But the
Sorry,
fact
I
that you
have
still have
5,988.
6,000 is crazy.
6,000?
In,
heck?
in case if people are wondering, if you really want transmog stone, the best drop rate is by far in R5. By far.
Cool.
There's
Oh.
there's 2 days I was able to farm 500 transmog stones in 2 days. But that was me doing like 19 hours of R5, like actually 19 hours of R5 because I was just chasing stuff. But yeah, transmog stones drop by far the best in R5. Now with BJ R5, it drops a lot quicker. But I still think the game needs to give us more because remember, 100 only unlocks one. Each unit, if you have 2 or 3 of them, is 300 alone.
Yeah. I mean, if they play the game enough, they're gonna get it. Like in the course of a year, you'll get a couple, which
Yep.
I mean, that's fair, right? You're just playing the game and you're gonna get it, so it's fair.
A little more would be nice. Maybe just add like, hell, just throw it in TOA. Give them like an extra 10 after a TOA clear or something. That's not bad. Every level, like something like that.
So like back to the question here, what suggestions for monsters and themes? I think the theme that works the best is the baby themes. So I really hope they do a lot more baby Pokemon.
Yep.
I think that works quite well.
Pokemon.
I mean,
Whoa.
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Oh no.
Oh no, it's infected.
Oh
It's
no, no.
It's too
Pokemon?
late, guys.
Excited.
Somebody clip it.
it's
Going on
over.
live stream
It's
fails.
over. It's over.
Oh,
You
live
would
stream
you
fails.
you would think I say monsters when I'm doing Pokemon, which I have actually. And now when I do Summoner's War, I say Pokemon. Oh,
I mean, on the
fuck,
plus
dude.
side, they're Poke monsters, right? So it technically does work.
Pokemon
Yeah,
stars. No, but
technically,
okay, no.
the game
On a
came from
serious note,
Pokemon.
I think they should do baby Pokemon as well. But baby themed monsters. Baby themed monsters would be awesome. They've been doing it pretty well on some of the other ones, so I want to continue to see that particular theme. I don't know if I really want to see more oracles. still done. I mean, they keep
Look,
doing oracles.
relax. Everybody can use another Oracle skin.
No, I do
Yeah,
not
never
need
been.
another oracle skin, dude. I do not need
Bird
another
doesn't
oracle
need
skin.
another one. Orion doesn't need another one. Who else has like 5? Just one more unit.
Pikachu needs another one.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
A tag team.
Twins have a couple, but that's because one of them is free.
We need a Beast Rider. We need a Kali.
Beast Riders need more. Yeah, I think Paladins have a lot of potential to have more. You know, Paladins are pretty
Yes.
cool. I
Paladins
like
already
them.
have 3.
A couple, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they
a
have
couple
3.
of
Well, one of them's
purchasable
RTA,
ones,
I guess.
right?
So
Well, I guess when you compare it to oracles,
Yeah.
right? And how
Yep.
how many
True.
different ones they have. Actually, they actually have quite a few. Never mind.
the Sky Dancers have 4,
Hmm.
but one of them's RTA as well.
The occult ghosts have a lot, right?
Yeah, Ifrits have a lot too. Ifrits also have 4.
Well,
Yeah,
anything
all
with
girls
RTA
have 4.
automatically gets 1 extra 1 on top, right? So that's pretty
Mhm.
big. But like I said, Orion, sorry, it just tilts me. I've talked about this over again. Orion doesn't need fucking another one, and so does a Bird.
It's true.
Yeah, Bird has quite a few as well.
4.
To bring back to your point, Jeff, when you were saying we need more transmog stones for like other people and stuff, that could tie really well back into like the concept I've been trying to push for weekly rewards, like weekly missions.
Yep.
You know, you finish weekly missions, you get like 10 or 15 transmog stones
I
or
like
something.
that.
I think it's a good idea.
Or Battle Pass with dailies. We talked about this.
Bell pass.
Battle Pass with dailies that forces people to play the game a bit more, farm X amount or do X amount of RTA. It could be traded in through crystals or through real life currency. That's what I always felt that the game should get. So that's just my opinion.
Damn, I never really looked at this, but the Archangel ones is so nice. They should do more Archangel ones actually. There's only 2.
Yes.
Oh, only 1. Yeah, but this one is
Arda
actually
one
so
is
nice.
Sick. The Arda one is sick.
Yeah. Well, the Arda one, yeah, I don't really have Arda, buddy.
Me neither.
None of us do. Okay. Good suggestions there. Some good themes. Hopefully continue to make some cool stuff. But yeah, good job with the Christmas one. Whoever is their, their team that's been doing these skins. Good job with the Christmas ones. Very nice. I agree with the Molong one for sure.
Can we have more
But-
Christmas ones, please, before they go away? I'm a sucker for Christmas, so I want more.
I mean,
stones.
they could do 2 more technically because usually it's a set
I
of
want
5.
more. I want more so badly.
Yeah, usually it's a set of 5. There's only 3 that came this time. So
Give
it's like
me Christmas Beast Rider skins. I'll buy them instantly.
riding
You have to
reindeers or
realize-
something.
Yes, something like that. Anything.
They're charging you for 3 transmog and a fucking summoning henge for the same price as you normally do with 5.
What really?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
It's a discount,
less,
right?
isn't
It's
it?
$70.
70
Yeah, so-
now.
Oh, is it not 100? I didn't look
No,
at it.
but-
I actually thought
No.
so.
He didn't, Jeff. Don't act like you look at it, bro. Jeff, you just
It's-
buy it. You just don't act like you know what the price is.
It's $30
I did-
cheaper.
Actually, I haven't bought it yet.
Oh, really?
I'm spending money on other shit.
I wonder. But yeah, it is technically more expensive per skin with this time around though, because it's only $30 off. But I mean, there's only 3 skins, right? Where there's usually 5 at 100. But the crystal proportion is different or the same?
It's the 750 or 12.
Oh, it's the same then. So they're actually charging more for this Christmas one than they are the other ones. I didn't think about that.
Because of the summoning henge.
Yeah, because the other ones is 5 that they give out, and it's $100, so it's $20 per, plus the same amount of crystals. Now, so that means the price of your skin and the price of this pack is more expensive. Wow. So every single purchase after your first one is actually more expensive for these. So interesting. Well, I mean, people didn't think about that. They're raising the prices here. Come to us. I don't know if I agree. Well, then it's just
I think
comes
I'm okay with
cosmetics.
the 3 at once because I'm more likely to enjoy 3 out of or like 2 out of 3 than I am 3 out of 5, right? Because so when they release 5, I usually only like 2, and like I'm kind of iffy on one of them. With this one, I usually like 2, and then the third one's just like whatever to me. Because they've done the 3 sets recently where I like 2 of them and I don't like one of them.
Fair, very fair.
I don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Cosmetics are cosmetics. You buy
Yeah,
them 'cause
true.
they-
True.
You don't buy them because they have any actual impact on your gameplay.
Yeah, true. Like if you're gonna buy it, you're already buying it because it's a premium, right? On it, it's not like you care about the efficiency of anything. You'd be buying another pack if you wanted that. It's very true.
I still can't believe I skipped the SWC scrolls. I should have bought it.
You skipped it.
Yeah, I
Really?
broke my phone and I need to buy a new one, so I was like, I should probably not buy packs.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I
If
mean, what are
don't
you
have a phone to
chasing? You
play
hit a
the-
bunch of stuff that you already wanted, didn't you?
Hmm?
Didn't you already hit a bunch of stuff that you already wanted?
I did, yeah, but the value on it was so good. The furthest right one with the runes and the reaps was just insanely good value.
Mm-mm.
They didn't include LDs in there though, Tyler. So what's the point?
I don't care. We all know that's a lie. There's no point in me even buying LDs ever again.
Can we talk
It's
about
never
this?
happening.
Thomas pulled a Neftis.
What?
Wait, really?
What the hell?
So now he has wedge
Free-to-play
on Nephews now.
monthly. So he calls himself actually the the ancient, what, not ancient, the fuck, what's that shit called?
The Egyptian god.
Egyptian god. Yeah, he calls himself the fucking Egyptian god.
Yeah, he has Nephews and wedge on now.
So okay, so he put it on the 24th, right after SWC. Basically, I wasn't playing the game at all. Like I was taking a break after SWC. You know what? I'm gonna take a break. And I look at my group chat. He's like, "Hey, I got a Neftis." I'm like, "The fuck? You
Cool
get
story, bro.
rewarded?" I know, right? Fuck you, go. Screw you, Thomas. But he put a Neftis. So
dude, Thomas is gonna Shrek people now in RTA.
Yep. And he pulled
Now
a
he
Thor
just
too.
needs a Thor and Ganny now, right?
No, he pulled a Thor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never beating Thomas ever again.
Yeah, that's pretty nutty.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who don't know who Thomas is, Thomas was in the North America qualifiers.
Yep.
He's C Thomas or TC.
Very smart player, but very limited in his box back then.
Well, we'll see how he does next year. Plus a whole year of farming runes. So if he actually like tryhards, I mean, we'll see how that goes.
He has faster rune simi.
Really?
Throw that out there. Not Swift, but Violet.
Thomas is really fast. Very fast.
He has over a 190 something Violet will set, which I do not.
Take notes. I mean, I assume every player in there has 190 pluses. It's just how many. The question is how many. Wait, really?
Yeah, I do not.
Wow. That's why you lost. Okay, next
Val will, sorry. Val broken idea.
It takes like 3 quadrils, doesn't it? Like 3 quadrils of 28 or higher.
It's hard. It's really hard to get there.
I have 29 in every slot, by the way.
That's crazy. Like I've seen some people with like multiple 190 sets. I just don't even know how. Like Vile Will sets. Like what the how, dude? It's also some luck.
The Thai qualifier, O2 Love, all of those people all have 200 sets. The Beast Riders are all 200 sets, which is nuts. Like people's rune quality is incredible. Like all I can say is
what's your fastest set, Godicog?
For Vile Will?
Yeah.
Like plus 180-ish.
Damn, that's good. That's pretty good still.
I mean, I don't buy re-apps. I don't buy room packs.
So you're lucky then.
Well, I don't know. I don't have a single quad.
What? Wait, you can get to 180 with no quads?
Yep, all 24s.
Oh, and then after that, you just
if you have +5 on 3 of them, I think.
Right. Fair. Very fair.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Cool. We're gonna hop into the next topic here.
What's your fastest, Brian? What's your fastest?
We're gonna hop into the next topic here. Topic number 4. Number 4 is segues perfectly from that. How are you doing this RTA season? More suggestions for changes, right? We're still trying to make an impact, trying to make changes. We really want to see this game improve. And so let me know how your season's going first, right? And where you're at, and then things we can talk about. Go ahead.
I'm just having fun.
I'm having fun too.
What you been doing? That's quote unquote fun.
I've been. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I've been blue shitting everybody. Every single person. Like
100 resist or no 100 resist?
No. I don't need 100 resist because I go in front of them.
Oh, are you running the like Chongpong Shiwu bomber team?
Something like that. It's I flex a lot, but there's some like videos that went out. People came back to me, like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Blue Shin and Sierra Bomb does over 62k with the pack buff now. It's nuts because my Blue Shin has an insane slot 5, like insane. It's like so ridiculous that I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'll show the rune because it's actually nuts. My Blue Shin slot 5. I'm very proud of this rune.
How much attack on your Blue Shin?
Plus 2,500.
That's a lot. How are you like? Is it on? What sets is it on?
Swift. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's pretty fat. It's 48% attack with flat attack accuracy and gemmed 14
It's
speed.
the perfect pollution rune. It's actually the perfect pollution rune.
Is that an
Innate
ancient?
resist too. Innate
See it?
resistance.
It's an ancient.
Wait, when did you get that?
I got that 1 day before SWC.
What camera are you using, Jeff?
I'm using a D7000 Nikon, but I'm about to upgrade.
To what?
I have an A7 III actually for a vlogging camera, but it's too expensive to use for a streaming camera. So I don't know. What are you using?
I use a cheap camera, but I'm thinking about getting an A6300.
Yeah, 6300s are the most common. But
It's just
the
a
grind
really
really
expensive
puts
investment. Like for the full setup for the camera and everything, it's gonna be like almost $1,200.
yeah.
I'm using
Did you
my
see-
my laptop.
Logitech G9.
Looking cute.
Like, you see it? It's like nuts.
Man, what is that? What kind of camera is that again? The CGX58? I can't even see the shit on your fucking like screen, bro. Fucking garbage camera, bro. How much you spent for that? I cannot even
autofocus.
see that, bro.
Can you not?
No.
It's autofocus. That's why.
Yeah, it's your focus. That's all it is. 14.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
it's the 48 attack.
38
Yeah.
or 39%.
39 plus 9. 39 plus 9.
That's ridiculous. The efficiency
Yeah.
of that is so nuts.
Yeah, and it's 10% accuracy, which is max roll, and flat attack, and a gemmed in speed. So it's actually the perfect pollution rune.
It's garbage. Doesn't have fork
The
grindables.
resist is so good too, because like high resistance Sienna is actually like really nice to have.
Yep. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Still can't win. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Blueshing everybody. I've been
Yeah, pollution everybody.
I've been doing like daily sub goals. It's like if we reach we hit a sub goal, I'll like ask chat to put in a bunch of units, and then I'll set up a poll. They vote between the unit, and I'm forced to use whatever it is. So like the other day, I was using like Teshar and Fanaka. Day before that, I was using like Iris and I don't even know, just a bunch of like weird units. People just want me to use weird units that don't make sense and just try to make it work.
Honestly, that's the fun part, I think. Right
The
now,
creativity
because
is
I
the
don't
fun
have to
part for me.
try hard anymore in RTA, it's pretty fucking fun. I don't have to try hard. I get to just run around, do whatever. Not much consequence, and I get to like actually show
Right.
whatever on the ladder, right? So it's a relief, right? So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying RTA again a lot.
It's gonna be like that for you for the next couple seasons until it starts counting again for SWC next year if you're gonna try
Yeah,
again.
so for the next 4 or 5 months at least, so which is nice, and no stress. I'm in top 100 now, so I'm really enjoying it.
Hmm.
It's some fun clips too. I had a clip where my Toshi 4-man stunned somebody,
What?
and the guy left. Yeah, I ran a despair Toshi, like behind my Chiwu and stuff, and just AoE stunned the guy, and he quit. He just
That's freaking
instantly quit the
hilarious.
match. Well, Toshi has 120 base speed, so it's like you can actually make him really fast.
Yeah, that's true. How about you, Gatakag? You doing anything fun or just standard RTAs lately?
I'm just trying to get G3.
Oh, did you never hit
Yeah.
it before for your account?
No, I did, but we're doing now with Oki because I didn't use Oki for a long time. I benched him for a couple seasons, and now we built a violent one, so it's been pretty fun using him. I'm kind of benching Celia right now, using her sometimes, but Oki just seems like a great pick.
He's just nuts.
Violent Oki has been pretty fun. I mean, still standard Tableau fun. It's always fun to do RTAs with Tableau.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty much fun every day.
Yeah, if you're running a violent Oki, it's actually, I mean, depending on when you get that vial, it's actually pretty toxic, right? Because you go through your rotation so quick with S3, and then you take your turn naturally, right? And then you just vial off that. It's pretty disgusting. It's really
It's pretty
disgusting.
disgusting.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Viookis this season. I've run into so many, and they're really fast too. It's actually been really crazy how quick some of these guys get their Okis on.
Yeah.
Well, people taking their Hathor set and throwing it on Oki right now. So I noticed that a lot. So it's pretty insane. And you have to use Oki if you want to do very well in High Guardian right now, especially because it's either Chiwu Savannah or Chiwu Oki. You have to split it, right? So that's the main reason why you're going to see a lot more Oki around. And Oki does a shitload of damage now. We knew this from SWC with artifacts and everything. So Oki's just super strong in general.
Would you agree that Gani Hathor kind of morphed into Gani Oki is pretty much like really, really strong right now? I think it has
Hathor-
Damage. Artifacts, man.
Hathor is not that contested, Hathor's still insane of a unit. picked
You
at the
can
right
still
spot.
punish people if they're
Of course,
drafting
yeah.
poorly for that on the side, but
It's
it's
not
not
a
a
first
slap.
pick
You know,
anymore.
you don't slap
Yeah.
Gani Hathor as much anymore.
Dude, turn to a Thor if you don't deal with it, it's just a game winner.
Mhm.
Like if the enemy has a Thor and you don't deal with it or have like immunity or something right off the bat, like it's just gonna end your game super fast.
True.
Yeah, Gani's always been strong throughout the years, but the thing is that I don't think they need to touch Gani anymore. He's fine. You know, they just have to.
Change ventilate.
Why? What do you want to change
Let us
ventilate to do?
reset ventilate. If you can reset ventilate with like Okeanos or with like Sekhmet, like he would be so much more manageable.
You want to reset it with? Okay, I thought you meant reset it as like you want to fucking Jameer and
No,
shit,
no, no,
like
no.
let it
You
go
have
again.
to
Like
really,
the
you have to
fuck?
cool and reset it in that way. Well, even if you can reset it with like Jameer skill 3, like that would be fine as long as you can cooldown reset it with Okeanos as well. Like that would be a fair change.
True.
Fair change if it is. If you take it out of the whole equation, it's gonna nerf. What's that other unit? The white one. Oberon as well, right?
Oh, true.
I think
you
it's
have to
fine to
think
do
about
both, right? To have both, like you can reset it on both sides is fair.
Yep.
I mean, I think that if they did do that, it wouldn't be that bad of a nerf. He's still gonna do his functionality where he needs to function, and he'd still be fine, to be honest, in my opinion.
Can I have my
So-
strip back from Gani?
Okay, now there we go. Here comes the ridiculousness.
Jill.
Dude, good old RTA days. Like me and Josh every often talk about like back then, right? Like what we miss about the game. And we were talking about like strip Gani into a violent proc, into a reset, into another violent proc. Back then when you can proc multiple times, holy shit.
You know what
that
I
game
miss? I really miss using my Molong S2 and then like stunning everybody.
was-
Do you remember? Do you guys remember Jim from Asia server?
I never had Molong back then.
You
Fuck
guys
me.
remember
I
Hikana
just
on
want to
Asia server?
experience that, dude. Bring that shit back, dude. Just like just one season. Just let me have some fun. Let me first pick Molong for a whole season, dude. I just want that feeling, bro. What unit were you talking about? Sorry.
You were talking about the like old seasons, Jeff, and like unlimited procs. Do you remember Hyana on Asia server?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so I fought Hyana one time on stream, and their Sierra moved 11 times before I got one turn. That Sierra bombed me like 6 times before I took a single turn. My whole team died.
That's
I was like,
crazy.
wow, unlimited violent procs is balanced mechanic. Because back then the placing the bomb would reset the violent proc chance, right? So it would go back to 22% instead of dropping to like 11 and whatever or 10 point something. So that Sierra, I'm sad I had to delete the clip because it had copyrighted music in it. But that clip is just like the craziest Summer's War moment I've ever had. My whole team died, and I was running like HP lead with like an Eladriel or something, and just everyone died.
Honestly, there was a lot of pretty questionable things in the RTA meta, but you know what? The game evolved quite a bit. They changed a lot of meta stuff, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, who would have thought Gani, Hathor, Yunhong combo back then when Baron ran it was so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
What about Tableau? You remember season 1 Tableau with Iris?
Yeah, Riona got
Iris
GG.
was pretty dumb. Iris
I had an
was
Iris
the
blade.
standard slap whenever you saw Vela. Whenever you saw Vela, it was always an Iris. It was always
Iris
a
was so good
standard
back then, dude.
Slap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Iris back then was
It's
nuts.
base speed awakening too, right? Because Iris is 105.
It was an SWC. Yeah, it was a unit SWC. The only thing bad about Iris is low defensive stats, like HP and defense. That's it. Because it's an attack type, which is kind of weird, right? I think it's attack type. So
Iris' second skill does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it does.
right. So imagine if it was still alive now with artifacts. It would definitely be a staple side pick for sure. It's in your side deck for sure to pick. 100%. 100%. I still remember. I will never forget it. I'll never let him forget it as well. Make it a bud, SWC contested, drafting Hathor and Iris.
Oh, that was hilarious.
But you know what's
I was
crazy?
commentating that. I was just like, what the?
You know what's crazy? I watched Josh actually replicate Hathor Iris on my account, and he was able to make it work.
If you can time it correctly, you can make
Yeah.
it work, but you will not be able to maximize your Hathor usage.
Yep.
Right?
Just
That's the only
despair stun
problem.
people for it.
Just
Okay,
despair
alright.
stun everybody.
So
right?
let them have their
Yeah.
first turn and despair the second one? Okay, alright. Fair enough.
Yeah. Any units you guys really miss?
Yeah, Molong.
Units we miss.
Like in the meta?
That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty cool, right? Like there are some units that I do miss, and
Like what?
It's what's that? Tableau. I never got a Tableau to this day. I don't. But it was a fucking nuts unit. Gani. Like I said, Gani stripping.
No, I know what you miss. I know what you fucking miss. You
Shayna
miss-
Martina.
Yeah, you miss Shayna Martina. Look at that. I didn't even have to say it. He knows.
Yeah, that I dominated like the ladder with that. Like I remember, I was at EDC. I was just doing one wing a day to keep my ranks up, and I was like ranked like 20 something without even trying. It was like I remember I disconnected on the bus from EDC to EDC, right? Like we were in a desert. I came back and I still got the win. I was like, holy shit, Shayna Martina is so broken.
Yeah, the best part is being able to do your 30 wings in like an hour. Like literally. Because you win or you lose. Like you just draft and you win or you lose. It's pretty one dimensional that it was very, very like simple. And you for your account, you actually had a couple different side drafts that made it even easier depending on situations of what was taken away.
Yep.
So it was so easy, dude. It was
was
so
My
easy.
flexes, yeah, Shayna Martina was so broken.
It was insane.
Damaged Tiana. There was enough damage. There's enough CC. I ran a 300 speed Gani. I remember, oh my god, the Shayna Martina was so brain dead. It made me such a bad player.
I wonder if Sheena Martinez still to this day, if it was in the meta that we currently have, would be able to do okay. Because it would still be a speed challenge, and you're challenging now
speed lead,
Chiwu
yeah.
comps. You're right. So you're
If it
challenging
has the
Chiwu
speed lead,
comps.
yes. If it has the 24 speed lead on Shayna, yes.
But it would be a
If it was
speed
speed
game.
lead,
It's a
probably
speed game,
not.
right? It's a pure
Yep,
speed
and-
game now against all the Chiwu and Savannah and, whatever players.
And additional damage is
China also has high base speed though. 103 is pretty good.
All right.
103 is the same as Chiwu, Chiwu,
Wait,
same as Changpeng.
Also, you just first pick Chu every game.
wait, you could probably fit it into the Chiwu comp, couldn't you? As the second
I can
speed
still-
lead
I
and
can-
defense breaker by itself? It could
I
actually
can still use it right now.
it could
Yeah,
still
you
be
can
used
use it.
alone. Wow. That's
Yep.
actually kind of scary as a defense breaker.
So you can still use it, but I don't want to ruin that shit up. Changpeng is just as fun.
Well, I'm just saying because you need a second speed lead slot, right? What's everybody's second speed lead slot right now with Chiwu for the Chiwu Savannah players? Sierra, or there was just something.
Sierra, Vanessa.
Right. So
people
Shayna
see
would have
Vanessa
actually
a
been
lot.
perfect then because it's a defense breaker into
Yeah.
whatever. Like you don't have to worry about Changpeng defense break or Savannah now. Savannah could just dish out more damage. Like it would be so flexible. Damn.
Yeah, there's
I
a
think-
lot of good stuff you used to do.
What was that?
I think the only unit I really miss is Perna. I miss using Perna, but like nowadays I still use Perna just only for one thing.
For Leos?
Yeah, for Leo teams. 0 speed Perna.
The
I missed
thing is,
Leo.
It's like the old Sierra Molong Perna Wusa sort of draft.
Yeah, I remember that.
I never got a Wusa for that. Like I didn't have immunity units until like season 8. I didn't have a single like 3-turn or 5-star immunity unit. And I pulled all of them at once. I pulled all 3 of them after like double immunity was like completely dead.
Do you think old school meta was slower? There was a couple seasons where it was really slow bruiser meta, wasn't it? Like there was
Yeah, Red
not
Dog
really
meta.
huh?
Red Dog meta.
Yeah, it was like really slow and matches were slow, and all you wanted to pick was the tankiest bruiserish units, like immunity and double immunity, and just going with that. Oh man, that was terrible.
There was a G3 player that actually, I'm not gonna name him, right? But he's a top 100 player. He came to my stream and said,
Sorry,
"Oh, nerf
you can just say my name, Jeff. It's fine. I don't mind.
He's like, they need to nerf Changpeng, they need to nerf Chiwu, they need to nerf all this because right now the meta's fucking garbage. Like he was so pissed. You can tell he was pissed. I'm like, dude, I looked at his boss, I remember who it was. I'm like, you have a ragdoll, that is why. Arda ragdoll you had. I'm like, yeah, but you've been destroying the meta for how many seasons? You fell off a little bit because of like it's gonna be switching back and forth. You have to realize this unless Congress continue to release a lot of AoE units like Changpeng and Chiwus and stuff like that. But like a lot of ragdoll users aren't as happy anymore because of it's not being useful. You're very standstill, right? So it's pretty interesting to see the meta change for certain players. I'm lucky enough to have a wide enough box to adapt to every meta so far, but you never know.
I mean, it's still ragdoll meta. It's Molly ragdoll.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
Molly Leo ragdoll. Like that's. I see it every game pretty much.
So
because
that
I'm
means
right.
they need some
Every
kind of
single fucking game.
they need some
Pretty
more win units. Then is that what you're saying, or how does this meta change? Because I mean, as much crap as we give comp to us for not changing the meta, it has been different every year. Like to a certain extent, maybe even every 6 months, but it's been different every year. A year is just a long time. That's all it is. So they have been changing the meta, but we have made suggestions in the past that we want this change to be more often. Imagine if we have more meta shifts like this, right? Where we had the era of, you know, Molong, the era right now of, you know, Chiwus and, you know, Vigor and stuff like that. And we had that change 4 times a year. We actually had a environmental change in RTA 4 times a year like that. That would be so interesting, wouldn't it be? Right? And it would be interesting to see how people adapt and what players adapt to it as well. So I really want to see more of that. And that can happen in a multitude of ways, right? Through, of course, balance patches, but through us coming up with these metas as well, right? And through 2As. Because a lot of times it comes down to us that actually make the meta what it is by testing things out and finding out things are broken, like Chanpang or Molong, right? Because those units have sat there for a while. Like Molong sat for like
Molong
months.
for a long time until
Yeah.
people figured it. The Molong the Mona Perna like comp and everything,
Mhm.
and then slowly I went to Triana to defend against the Molong. So the meta is always evolving, but it's just very easy to pinpoint certain units that are extremely strong. But I wouldn't say I've ever had an issue where a meta was so bad where I'm like I can't defend against this. Right? It's always evolving, and because of a unit rising, there's always units that are gonna like. Think about this remember when BT won in Korea? It was
Mhm.
John Yunhong that he completely abused, right? And then you had Skit coming in with the Verd meta. Skit came up with that. Like so, it's always evolving to a certain degree, and obviously with the success of tons of units like Chiwu, AoE, stuff like that, Verd became super strong. Triple Revenge Verd or something like that. So it's always actually changing, but it's just easy to see like, oh, SWC is boring because people are abusing the same couple units. But in reality, if you think about it, it's always changing and it's always pivoting. I wouldn't say it's a full change, but units that are flex pick or whatnot are pivoting a lot.
Yeah, true. I'm gonna go ahead and change to topic number 5. We can still talk about this because it's just gonna be open discussion here. So whatever you guys want to bring up, we can kind of discuss as well. But I guess some people in chat brought up a good point as well that if the meta shifts too fast, there's not enough resources like double money and skilling up units in order to, you know, play or use those units. So that could be an issue. That's true. That's maybe why they've kind of done it slowly. So maybe, you know, the way that they're doing it is okay, but that also might be the reason why it takes so long for us to figure things out because people don't have things double on. People don't have the units yet, right? So
Maybe.
yeah. I like to still see them make the arena mode, right? In Hearthstone, they have something called the arena or like a battleground, and in that it's like you just like it would be. I thought it'd be really cool if like you do summons, and then whatever units you get, you'd have to use. That'd be kind of cool, right?
Pack Wars. It's basically Pack Wars, right?
Yeah,
Right,
pack
and then basically if you lose 3 times, then you're out of that RTA. But if you win, you can win up to like what's Hearthstone like 12, and then you get like rewards for it.
Yep, 12 wins is the dream.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
That would be
I
fun.
do agree with that. Like you don't necessarily have to play it. Like I was in Hearthstone, I was constructed. Like I played a lot of constructed. Wasn't that good at battleground or whatever you call it. And you can choose to play between both, but I still played both because both sides had certain rewards, and that's how you improve as a player, right? Understanding and playing other stuff. Like I think it's a very good idea. I don't know if they're ever going to implement it, but maybe they can implement it through off season, not during the what's that thing called? Special League, right? There's tons of stuff they can use during Special League to test stuff. That's their time to test stuff. But
They
I don't
still
know
don't.
why. Yeah, they still don't. That's the thing. I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. So, yeah.
Mm.
I hope they add more modes into Special League.
Yeah, we've been stuck with 2 modes for how long now?
I don't know.
Since it started.
Forever.
Since it started.
Forever.
What do you want to see?
Something different. I'm not sure. We talked about it before, but
We talked about it before,
talked
but not
about
with you in particular. We've had a couple of conversations in podcasts in the past. But what do you think?
maybe would it be too much to add only 2-star or really just 3-star league or something?
Yeah, they could do something like a 3-star only or
3-star?
something like that.
They could add maybe single element or something. I don't know if that would be too much. Maybe.
Yeah, it's tough because they're just probably concerned if players have enough of those specific units built, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only.
But I do like the idea of having more modes incorporated. Now, something that's been going on lately is the Amazon tournaments. I don't know if you guys been watching that, but I've been hosting the Amazon tournaments.
One of them.
Yep,
I
every
love
single
them
week
too,
we've
right?
been doing Amazon tournaments, and it's C3 and belows that get to compete. I would love to see more modes or something in the game like automatically, kind of similar to like League of Legends Clash, where like you can sign up for it, and every weekend there would be a tournament. You know the time, you can be there, you sign up, and a bracket gets made, and then you just go ahead and go in there. You play your matches, and if you win, there's some rewards that are given out, and then it's one entry per week. If you want to play it, you can play it. If you don't have to. I think it would be kind of cool. It would be kind of nice. And
yeah, that'd be cool. I think they need to do more leagues, as he pretty much said. They need to do like, you know, how Fortnite had those tournament cups as well. Like you'd have a certain amount of attempts to be able to enter, gain points, and then tally and see where you end up placing. They need to have something like that. And I think they can make rewards cosmetics. They can make rewards like crystals or something like that to be able to farm. I think that'd be awesome.
ooh, you know what they could do? The only issue with this, okay, but I'm gonna give the idea first. The way you queue up right now for normal RTA, right? It would be a weekend only queue. Everybody would reset in this queue to whatever rank, and then you just go. And depending on how many how far you get in that weekend will dictate some rewards for you. The only issue with that is some of the lower players might get smashed for a while, so you might have to break it up into different leagues, like I said. But if you did, I think that'd be pretty cool. Right? You just queue in like 10, 20 matches, you get like a couple hour time frame or a 24-hour time frame, and whoever's at the top, right? It's like a shorter season of RTA. You get some of the top players coming in, playing, and trying to, fight for the top. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, it'd be kind of cool. It would be unlimited wings. So whoever wants to grind it out the most, unlimited wings, just go ahead. There's no points for it, right? Like the other RTAs.
24-hour streams.
It sounds like Epic 7 style of RTA.
Yeah, but basically it's only for a weekend or at the end of a month or something like that. They could do something. I don't know.
I'm up for anything for the growth of the game. I really am. Like, I think every single person, every content creator that has invested a lot in this game would say the same thing. Is that anything that can bring we don't mind if Comcast tests something and it fails, right? The tournaments is a big flop, not many people play, then they remove it. There's tons of things they can do, but all I care about right now is the growth of the game. I don't want the game to die anytime soon, right? And I think we all say the same. So
yeah. Summoners should sell collector cards. That's 100%. If they sold the TCG, I'm gonna tell you right now, they can scam me for all they want. Just fucking make a TCG. Scam me and
TCG?
never let me pull the whole long.
World of Warcraft TCG scammed the fuck out of me. I was playing World of Warcraft. I was just addicted to it, right? Like, it's not worth anything. They add a couple codes in there. I was buying boxes after boxes after boxes. You make a Summoners or TCG, we can do tons of new content, fun content. You can now have TCG tournament. There's so many things that can grow from it. So I really want it. Yeah.
Yeah, TCG would be amazing. I mean, if they want to start with just like collector's cards, they can start with that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an actual game then, because I know the logistics of creating a card game might take a while, because you don't want to make something lame, but they can just do a trading card, like just some kind of collector stuff. People would love that, dude. I would kill for that. Like, honestly.
True.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, what's that?
Some Summers War just needs more changes. That's pretty much it. We need more stuff to do.
I just want them to nerf things. I don't know.
You guys all said like 3 different things. That's amazing.
Like, just nerf some things. Make it like kind of go this way a little bit. Like some of the units are just too strong.
I mean, true.
I keep buffing things to kind of bring more things into it. I'll just bring things down a little bit. It's too much. Like, I feel like right now, like
a little bit, right? Like a little bit is okay.
An entire game, and I don't really like seeing one proc change an entire game.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say this: procs is what makes the game fucking fun.
It makes it really good to watch.
Yeah. But I know it does suck, but remember, at the end of the day, it will balance out. We remember the procs that matter the most, which is true. Tournament based wise, once you make it like as a best of 5, it makes a huge difference. But procs makes the game fun, and not just that, it gives other people a chance against like G1 players against G3 players by quite a bit.
for a long time, I think on the podcast, especially me, like I very much push for like I want this for the game because it's good for the community. It's good for like the overall player base. It's good for free to play players. It's good for people who start the game. It's good for like C1s and shit. I think I finally reached the point in Summoners War, both like as a content creator, because I've been streaming this game for like 5 years now, right? I've been around as long as Brian has. And I've finally reached the point where what I want in the game is I want the game to give me something that I can make content with. I'm tired
Yep.
of like asking for things for the game's like well-being. I actually just want like when I say events, I don't mean like I want an in-game event with rewards. I mean like I want something that I can turn into content. Like I want them to come out with a like a weekend tournament that's going to be like, random, like they'll give away figurines or something where I can like do commentary on it, or I can like make highlight videos out of it, or I can do like analysis on it. I want Comtuous to create content that allows us to do something with it, because I'm tired of us sitting here like trying to figure out what to do content wise for the last 4 years. Like everything's just been done. Everything has been done. There's just nothing left.
That is absolutely true, and this is why okay. I have to give Sean B a shout out.
Yeah.
Him spending all his effort and time making content is super insane, super taxing. I just did a collab with Sean B a couple days ago, and we actually had a talk after everything was filmed and everything, and I'm so impressed by the amount of work that he's put in to make like these different type of content. Let's be honest, everybody's running out of content. I'm only doing RTA on stream, which is good for some people, but I do want different type of contents. And every single content creator in Summer's World who have either entertained or made content, you have to give them like a round of applause, because the amount of effort, the amount of thinking they do. Even like, think about this. Island just released a video of Tyrannus one shot and stuff like that. All of those are
Man's
literally
desperate.
like, you know what I mean, right? We're trying our best to make content. Like a buff and patch is gonna give us content to a degree, right? But after that, you are out of content, and there are days where I don't want to do fucking RT on stream. I get bored. I don't want to stream that. I'm actually out of content and I don't stream because of that. But some days you want to find more stuff to do, so the game needs to give us more content. TOA did help that until I realized the reward's not worth it. So it helped me for a week, 2 weeks. That's about it.
Yeah, I would say that if anything, I mean, Comptuous, has reached out and work with content creators, right? They have a big list of content creators that they work with. We should try to brainstorm and like give them ideas of what they can incorporate into the game, because they should really consider the content creators, because as we make more content, as we stream more stuff, right, it does also grow their game as well. So they definitely should kind of work with us to maybe figure out how can we get more content, how can we make something or update or add something into the game that will provide more content that can be made for everybody. And I think that's a win-win kind of situation
Yep.
there.
Like what I think is that we have a lot of content in the game, but it's just becoming stale. Some things are becoming stale. Like we have Arena, we have Siege, we have Guild Wars. All that is content, but it's just not really content anymore. It's just so stale that we do it just to do it, to get something, some rewards or something. We're not looking at it like real content, like RTA. Like I just wish it was reworked somehow so we can actually make it exciting content.
I think one thing that Comptuous does is when they release something, they like have rewards and stuff behind it as well, right? I don't think I'd actually mind if they updated or made other content or different modes or different things in the game that don't really have a reward. Like sometimes people don't need that incentive to do it. You know what I mean? Like if it's cool and it's interesting enough, it doesn't need rewards to incentivize as much. I feel like I would do it, or I would try it out, or I would make content on it just because it would be fun or different. So, but it's
let's
tough.
be real.
There
RTA,
is actually technically a lot of content in the game. Like for a new player or
Yeah,
a mid-game
true.
player, there is a lot of things. We're used to it. We've done it all, right? But there's a lot of players that still enjoy all this, and it's still kind of new to them, right? 1-2 years into the game. So,
like let's be real, RTA doesn't really give us much rewards. We're doing it because it's fun for
We're
us.
chasing a
mostly.
rank, right? We're chasing a rank.
Yeah.
okay,
We're
that's
chasing,
true.
Like you get the transmog, sure, it's for the Guardian players. Like, what does everyone else get for doing RTA? We don't get too much. We just play for fun, for content.
I think RT is actually a perfectly fine as content. It's just some days I don't want to do it just for content on stream, right? I think RTA is still very good. I still enjoy the fuck out of RTA, especially now. I'm taking it a little more easy. Like you can rune up different type of units, and whatnot, to make your own content. Like that's what Tyler is doing, right? So I think RTA itself is fine for content, but I just want to do other stuff. Like I don't count farming as a content. We have tons of shit to farm. There's actually too much to do. I feel right now in the game. If you want to catch up with all your daily stuff, there's Siege, there's Guild Wars and stuff, but there's not enough for me to just stream and do that content and leave, right? So the only thing for me right now is RTA on stream. So I don't know like how we could make it work. Like we can circle back to monthly or weekly tournaments like Clash, like you mentioned, like League, and I think that's already a huge step in the right direction.
Right. I think yeah, if they focus more on that kind of stuff, I think that'd be great. Just different modes and stuff like that, because it's tough on their end too. I mean, you have to give it to them. I mean, now in this day and age, I mean, they have to realize, right? The demand for content, the demand for what a game should have or whatnot is high. Everybody's competing against each other, right? All these different games. Our expectations are far greater in this decade than it was the last decade, right? So it's tough. It's definitely tough, but you gotta figure it out, right? We're here. You gotta see us. So hold on to us and keep coming out with content. They did good this year, though, right? They did very good this year. Next year, good fucking luck, though. This year was good, but how do you talk
This year
about
was nuts. This year was nuts. I dare
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Good luck topping off.
Yeah. But maybe they have something plans already. I don't know. I have no idea, actually.
I'm sure they have a pipeline. It's $1 billion company, right? They have stuff in the pipeline. I'm sure they're always working out stuff. Like we always go like, oh, Come To Us has like fucking 4 people working. But in reality, we've been to the building, right, Alan? They have a lot of fucking people
do you
working.
think maybe we felt like it was a little bit more stale this year, even with the updates, just because we didn't have live events, right? I saw it just kind of sucks. So I hope live events do come back. I don't know by next year, but hopefully soon we get live events again, because I think a nice chunk of the community enjoys watching and being a part of those live events. That's really big. That's really, really big. So yeah.
Going back on like what I talked about last week. Last week I talked about COVID and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
UK got the first dosage.
Ooh.
Canada is about to UK.
Oh,
Vaccine.
vaccine?
Vaccine, yeah. So
Let me ask you. Vaccine comes out right now. You can take it. Do you take it?
Yes.
Do you want me to? Do you actually want to? Do you really want to hear what I talked about? People will frown upon this. So me personally, I said no because
Me too.
I don't know enough about it. I want to learn more. It is I'm still doing my own. Okay, put it this way: if I get COVID, most likely my fatality rate is quite low in comparison to a lot of people.
Fair.
So that's why I feel like I wouldn't take it right away. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, first of all. I'm saying that, but it's just my own scientific thoughts of it, right? So for me, no, I don't even take the flu shots. I never do, and it depends on who's around me as well. If I have my family around me, my mother, my father, who are significantly older and at a higher fatality rate, yes, I will 100% take it for the sake of them and the people around me. But if I live alone, it's a lot different as well. And the clients I deal with, the friends I deal with as well. So that's my thought process about it. I don't know enough about the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm just scared if you take it, you don't know the immediate side effects. You know what I mean? So I mean, I can't agree with you, Tyler. Right? I mean, if you take it, your hair might turn blue. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at that.
Okay, so two reasons. One, I actually do have high fatality rate on getting COVID. So like that's why I stayed in the US for so long. That's why I didn't travel home, because I actually am susceptible to that, right? I have prior history of very serious upper respiratory medical illnesses, and I don't really want to put myself in a position where I'm at risk again, right? However, on the second side, I just don't really care. I'm totally comfortable doing like first trials for things. That's just my personality and my lifestyle. I'm okay with doing stuff like that.
That's cool.
Everybody has their own.
I mean, yeah, because we can say too, right? We don't know what something will do to us in 10 years. So I mean, you have to. It's just that's just how it is. So we'll see how it goes. I hope things get a lot better though. I hope the vaccines and whatnot are do come out and it gets better. What was that, Jeff?
I don't usually talk about this stuff because I do believe this starts going to the political aspect of it. I don't really like to talk about political and Stuff
See,
like this.
I don't have any issue with political aspects or things that are controversial as long as people can go, you know what, I disagree with you, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like once
yeah,
you start
instead
like
of,
crazy
attacking
arguments and
me, right?
whatnot,
Yeah.
then that's when it gets fucked up, right? But if you can be like, you know what, I agree or I disagree, that's it. Then it's fine. I don't see any problems with it at all.
Some people just don't understand people's situations as well. Like, for example, here in Australia, there hasn't been any cases. So
That's
for
crazy.
me,
The whole
I
Australia?
wouldn't be none
That's
at all.
crazy.
We've been like a whole month
Crazy.
without any cases.
That's
I haven't checked
crazy.
recently, but from my understanding, there's been 0 cases here. But that's where, like, for example, the view on the vaccine for me would be see how the rest of the world takes it. If it's working, great, then I'll take it. But like, for example, my parents, they would be at high risk over here. So if we had to take it, I'll take it for them. So like a lot of people wouldn't understand that situation. But yeah,
You got scarier things in Australia than COVID. Okay.
Yeah,
You
true.
got, you have some scary ass beasts down there.
True.
But seriously, everybody has their own reasoning behind it. I don't think everybody's not doing something for the sake of like doing the bad or the worst for people, but rather everybody has their own reasoning on doing certain things. So it depends on the situation that you are in at the time. So that's how I feel about it. Will I take it if I have to travel for work and stuff like that? 100%. But if I can do it, but obviously I don't want to talk about this mindset because people are it's gonna be the bystander effect. Everybody's gonna like, oh, if they're gonna take it, they're gonna take it, they're gonna take it. Everybody's gonna have no COVID left, and I don't have to take it. That doesn't work, right? Because it's the bystander effect. So there's a lot more involved. It really depends on the situation you are at the time, the people you live with. Like I said, if you live with grandparents, or you work in the health field, or you work in the public sphere as well. So there's a lot of things involved on how I determine if I'm going to do it or not.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, once they release it as a vaccine, if to make you feel any better, right, or to make myself feel any better, it went through a really rigorous process to even get there. So if there's, you're gambling on it, it's already, went through that. So they're not going to give you like something crappy that's, they're not decently sure on. So we'll see. But this thing has definitely changed the world. I think one thing that people don't realize is that the world has changed and it's really not going to go back to how it was for a while. And I think a lot of people are still not used to that or have grasped that. They're just like, you know what? I think tomorrow or next week it'll be back to normal again, and I can do my normal things again. It's definitely changed. It's definitely changed. Yeah.
My whole family got COVID actually.
What?
Like,
Really?
yeah, my brother and my parents.
How about you?
And they had it for the past 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
They're like not they're not in like super bad state, but you can see it. Like it's not easy to deal with. But they're at home, like they're not in the hospital. They've been to the hospital, but they're just treating themselves at home.
So
Yeah,
did you get it
I
though,
haven't
or
had
you...
it. It's weird that I haven't had it. I might have had it, but I just didn't have any symptoms.
Right. Some people
yeah.
have very mild ones, and then some people have a little bit worse ones,
Some
and
people
then
are
some people have
completely
super bad ones.
asymptomatic as well.
Right. Oh, really? Where they just carry it and they don't even
You
have
carry it and you have nothing. You can
it was you, Ghana Cock, that gave it to your family. Then I see it.
Like
You
I
just didn't
haven't
even have
left my house and
You got it online. You caught it online.
yeah, probably. It's a chat.
But yeah, it's a more serious topic, but it's just I decided to bring it up because I think the first dose that was injected was to a 91-year-old lady in the UK. And you can see like automatically you can predict, kind of like think about the reason why she took it / like so much behind it, right? So Canada's getting I think like 300,000 doses in the next week or so from Pfizer. So it's interesting to see for sure. I'm gonna continue following it because being locked up in the house / this room and no work is pretty rough as well.
Do we have time to bring up one like past topic again? There was something you guys were talking about that I wanted to bring up. I just don't know what the timeline is. So we were talking about like how we want more content, or there's like the lack of content. I think a lot of people kind of see that we're like slowly burning out on content, and a significant factor to this is like this conversation we're having about COVID. It's like because we're home so much and because we have access to this, and like right, some of us do stream full time, some of us are full-time content creators. It's like we have literally exhausted and burned through every single tool available to us. We're at the point where like we are struggling to find new things to do that are not just the same thing over and over and over.
I just made a Rage Tyrannies, bro. Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, Like, I used to despair Toshi and RTA at Guardian level. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's a good
we're,
example
we're
as well.
doing things that just don't make sense because like there's nothing left to do. There's nothing new to build. There's nothing like interesting to tackle. There's just I don't know. It seems a little bit overly idealistic to be like, well, you guys have all these things you can make content out of. Like, why can't you just make more content? It's like, I mean, yeah, there are, we have this infinite sandbox, but it's like you can only really do so many things that people will actually watch or that people actually care about. And then on the other side, it's like, okay, what's the mental health aspect of like, am I just making dumb shit and driving myself insane? Or like, do I actually care about what I'm doing? I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe, you know, I think CompToUs has done like events of like, you know, art events and stuff like that. They should do a content event for their current existing
Yeah.
content creators, because I think it would be a good kind of campaign to, you know, drive, you know, people to, you know, watch these videos, watch this content and see as it's being made, right? I think that'd be kind of fun if they did something like that. Like they would issue a challenge to a content creator that the content creators that month or that week, and then we try to fulfill it and answer it. It could be something vague, and then we interpret it some way and make content on that. That'd be kind of
I
cool.
would I would think it's super
That's a
cool.
suggestion for CompToUs, but that's more of a suggestion for like CompToUs, like the U.S. office, because they like doing that kind of like stuff, right? The like events and whatnot. So that'd be cool, kind of cool. CompToUs U.S.
There's
office.
two other factors like that make it significant for Summoners War. One of them is like anytime we get a meta that's really overtuned, it's really hard to make content because it's really hard to do things that aren't within the confines of that strict meta, which right now like exists because we have artifacts, right? Artifacts have tuned certain units to be extremely strong. So it's really hard to play against them and to play like without them. Right. So like that's one of the really tough situations that we're in. So like, if you're not using like Sierra Oki, like things are tougher, right? Or if you're not using like, Chongpong teams, like things are tougher. So like creating that unique content can be really difficult. And then the other one is like because we don't have live events due to COVID, like a lot of people don't have that time to take a break and enjoy. Like for me, I love to travel. Like I'm like you guys, we love to travel, we love to hang out, we love to meet each other and go to events and shit like that. For me, that's the break. I've been streaming 430 days in a row straight, right? And in that time frame, I've been to maybe like 3 or 4 events, but that was all in the first couple months. Normally throughout the year, I'd be seeing you guys like 4 or 5 times in a year, maybe 6 times going to events. Like that's the break. We go out for like Korean barbecue, or we go out for like ramen or something, and we like
Yeah, there was no
run an
breaks this
event
year.
and stuff like that. Like we don't have that, so we feel the effects of burnout to such a higher degree.
Our old vlogs and shit of like the events. Holy shit!
I actually went back and watched
I was
old,
watching the
I watched
some
the
of
old
them.
vlogs on Brian's channel because I was feeling I was feeling really lonely when I flew home actually because I have to quarantine and like I can't spend time with anyone. So I was like, man, remember these good times where we all like hung out and shit.
But okay, I'm gonna quickly add on to this. I see someone in chat. It's like try being creative into Sierra Oki Chongdong, but it's Chongpong. But anyways, you can be creative. Remember, metas are set is a core group of units. It's gonna be like this no matter how many units they buff or nerf. There's always going to be a core set of units that people are going to use because you're picking 5 units. You're fighting for 5 units, right? But it's how you adapt. It's when you became successful. It's not like I do use Sierra Chongpang, Chiwu and stuff, but I still flex a lot of picks. My core and my flex, right? After that, you're actually able to draft differently and play differently as well. So I get it. People go like, oh, people are abusing the certain units, but you will never be successful in this game if you don't know how to flex after. And I'm sure a lot of people who has played RTA enough has to agree with that. It's mainly the flex picks is what is different about meta.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
and there's tons of successful players are in Guardian that don't have those units or flexing other units to counter. Remember, how you win is when everybody plays meta, you build counters to the meta, and that's how you climb. That's a very strong way to do it. So yeah, we'll see. I think I didn't see what once wrote, but someone like Fairy in Guardian, he flexes a lot of units that people don't use at all, and he's
Akia.
successful. He has a Red Star, Akia, stuff like that. Remember, in Summoner's War, there are meta units, but there's still tons of units that are usable in a certain degree. You can still drop a Perna in a certain spot right now that will be super strong. You can drop tons of units that are super strong in certain spots. It's just how you flex your units afterwards.
Right.
That makes you the better or the stronger player at the end.
True.
Yeah, I've been using Aki in like 80% of my games, maybe the whole
It's working
season.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. she's been replacing Okeanos for a long time. She's been working pretty good, like especially with Celia because of the sleep mechanic. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so there's tons of stuff you can do in the game. Like I said, meta's meta, but when you're able to counter the meta, you build a comp that is able to counter most of the meta. You know what? That's when you're gonna see your ranks shoot up. Right? So just think about that for a second. No matter how much buff or nerf that comp is gonna put in, it's always gonna be different. Like it might not be the same 3 units, but it's always gonna have the core meta units attached to it, right? So yeah. Speaking of which,
What's
check
that?
this out.
You got a LOB? Is it a first ed?
No, it's not first ad, but I got it from a mystery box.
Can you bring it closer? Let me see it. Let me see the
Oh,
the crimps though. Is it rigid or is it a straight line?
It's rigid. Does it make a difference?
Yeah, so those are reprint ones.
Fuck. But I got it from a mystery box, so I thought it was super cool.
It is cool. It is cool. It's the LOB.
So this is what we opened when the game came out, right? So
Not that exact one, but that set, yes, definitely.
Yeah, so I just decided to not open this and just keep it because I think it's super cool.
Yeah.
it's funny that you show that. I was actually yesterday on stream. I was cleaning out my office because I don't have my capture card set up to stream Summoner's Orb. So I was actually going through everything and I found a set of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Get them graded.
There's a blue eyes.
I don't think any of them are actually worth anything, but I have a couple. Like they look nice. I just don't think they're that good.
Worth is what you put into it.
Oh!
Feather Duster.
Good.
That's sleeved?
Oh!
Oh my god, that's old.
I just have like old cards from like when I was a kid.
It's
So
old.
I have like a Relinquished as well and stuff like that. And I guess my favorite one's probably the Gemini Elf or the Dark Magician.
That's cool.
Like the thing is,
Man, that's
like a lot of people
so nice.
come to my stream and sometimes right now talk about Pokemon.
They look
They're
pretty
like,
nice.
What's the most expensive? What's the best card to you or whatever? Everybody has a different reason on like the meaning of a card, right? The good part about trading card is everybody has a nostalgic like attachment to certain cards. Like there's a story
Yeah,
behind
it's a
it. There's
natural
reason
debate,
why-
is what it's actually
Yeah.
called.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? So I think it's super fucking cool, and that's why I like trading cards so much. Like there's like everybody likes Charizard because it's cool and everything, but there are still people out there like that really like certain cards because they have such high sentimental value attached to it. And also, I got another one of these slab like shitty
Oh, you pulled one out of there?
yeah the fucking box, those mystery box. It's so dumb.
Hey, tell me
That's
when you're
super
doing
cool.
vintage. I want to see open some vintage stuff, buddy.
I actually got my first pack of vintage.
What is it?
What did I buy?
What?
Not something I forgot.
You forgot.
I won it in one of those raffle as well. Island, so I was like,
Oh,
with
I
you,
see.
it's weighed 20.7. That's all I know.
Oh, okay. Midweight. You never know.
Anyway, so
See if you get
I
lucky.
will open it. I think I'm gonna keep that, but I'll show you when it comes.
Okay. Cool.
That's
All right.
pretty cool. I think
That is all the time that we have for today. Pretty long podcast, actually. Pretty solid. Whatever, a couple of fun topics. I really like this open discussion thing, to be honest. Like the open discussion has definitely evolved a little bit more into like other topics and still kind of linking with Summoners War with certain things as well. So I want to do these more in the future as well and just have some open discussions and talk about random stuff. Not always just Summoners War. But all right, thank you guys for joining me. If you guys are on YouTube, I'm gonna put the links to all of their Twitch channels down below. Hit the like, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about anything that we discussed today. And I'll see you guys on the next live streamer podcast. Peace out.
See you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
see you.
Catch you guys later.
Okay, wash your hands.